And Mike,
Yes. Go ahead.
I'll be there in person in May.
Okay, very good.
Okay,
You want to chair the meeting?
sure.
Because I might not be here. There you go. Okay,
Okay,
we're good.
that's fine.
Okay. In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act of 1975, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided. If any member has reasons to believe that this meeting is being held in violation of this act, they should state so at this time. Hearing nothing, have a pledge of allegiance, please.
She's a good sport.
Dave, give a roll call, please.
So we got Mike,
Yes.
Councilman Bodnar,
Yes, I'm here.
Christopher, Gretchen,
Here.
Kimberly, Randall,
Here.
Justine, Barbara,
Here.
Sarah,
Here.
Charlotte,
Here,
and myself.
Very good. Okay, we have minutes of the March 25th meeting. The only difference I can see is I don't think there's a date at the top. Am I missing something?
The original copy went out, didn't have it, but the updated one left on the front.
Probably.
Yeah, it should be right next to you.
Very good, very good.
Wonderful.
Is there a motion to approve?
I approve.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay, old business, planning board report. We have no meeting for this evening. The last meeting we had was a doozy. I chaired, it was the Jetty Motel, and we halfway through it, and I'm not sure it's the next meeting, but it's the meeting after that, everybody's coming back again. So, we don't know how that's gonna turn out just yet, but we'll see. Tonight, we have no meeting, so there won't be any report for that. Got a council report, Steve?
Sure, yeah, so give an update on a few different matters going on in the city. I think that at the last meeting that of the Environmental Commission mentioned that the city had received its first step in approval for the land swap. I'm addressing first the land swap regarding the location for the police station, the lot at St. John's Street and Lafayette Street. Since that last meeting, the city received final approval by the state for the land swap. What that means now is that the city can move forward with, building the police station. So I know that the committee has met, that is finalizing the plans for the police station. And as far as the timeline, there's an expectation that the project will go out to bid sometime this summer, and ground will be broken for the new police station in the fall. So I know there's been a lot of discussion about that, the land swap and the finalization of that for a long time, but it's been completed, and the city's ready to move forward with that project. I'll give an update on Lafayette Street Park. We've had an opportunity to go past on Lafayette Street. You're seeing a lot of activity with construction taking place up there. The phase that they're working on right now, it's phase one of the Lafayette Street Park project we've discussed before. This is the construction of the bocce ball court, the open space areas, and the relocation of the dog park. And that is on schedule for a July 4th completion date for that portion of the park. So obviously, we want to get that work done, as much done as can be before we really get into the
A lot of work
summer.
going on yesterday.
So it's, yeah, it's nonstop up there. I give them a lot of credit. There's a lot of activity. So not only are they doing the work on the front by that phase of Lafayette Street Park, but the back end of the park where the trails are located there's workers completing that as well. So at the early in April City Council meeting, Vince Orlando, engineer, made a presentation to City Council, provided us with some photographs of the trails. So I already passed them over to the left. I'll pass the photographs over to the right for you to take a look at. Candidly, they're dated already. They've been moving along on this project so quickly. And the feedback that we're getting is that the quality of it is just top shelf as well, the work that they're performing out there. As you can see, it's an elevated trail, and this project is also moving along at a good pace. And the nature trails, expectation is, and our goal is to have them completed by May 15th. So we all
I
get
can't tell, but is it like a cul-de-sac that does it end and you have to come back the same way? It doesn't go all the way around, do you know?
I believe it goes all the way
Goes all back
around.
to behind the school?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So it goes, yeah, it goes back behind the school, and there also, there's a connecting path as well. You've seen if you've been by Lafayette Street Park, you could see the
Meandering,
concrete.
the concrete, yeah.
Yeah, to connect everything up, to lead folks back there. What I find particularly striking is just walk through there. You go through this, you go through the tree line and you go through this break, and it just opens up into the natural area where you can see the osprey nests and such back there. And it really is just spectacular. It's going to be beautiful. I know I'm looking forward to it, and a lot of other people are looking forward to it
Quick
too.
question, because I looked at the pictures and it reminded me of, in Cape Henlopen State Park, they have the Gordon's Trail Pond, Gordon's Pond Trail.
Okay.
This is just pedestrian, right? It's not bicycles on this trail?
So.
Do you know?
Okay, so we have introduced, an ordinance has been introduced before City Council through first reading to restrict the trails to pedestrian use. So through the first reading, it was unanimous by City Council that it be for pedestrian use only. Look, this is an elevated walkway that's going over the wetlands. The reason why it's elevated is because otherwise we couldn't have a trail back there. And it has fences on rails on both sides. At most, it's 6 feet wide. So, yeah, we believe it's suitable only for pedestrian use. So that is the goal, that's the intent. So I think it should be up for the second reading and vote within the next couple of weeks.
But also ADA accessible?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, yeah, that is, look, the exception is that anybody who has any type of, first of all, it's ADA accessible. But yes, an exception, of course, for, to make it ADA compliant for people to be able to utilize it. But yeah, so May 15th, so good news is, that should be done earlier than the rest of the park, and we get to all try it out and be on it before town really gets
They
busy.
finally decide for the features that they're building right now. What are they actually putting up there now? In the front part of the park?
The front part,
The bocce ball court, I think you said?
yes, so the front park, it's just the green spaces we're working on now. When I say just, it'll be, there's going to be some hard coverings before. They had previously repaved the playground, a certain portion of the playground area. The bocce court and the green space will be completed for this summer. So essentially grass fields for people to be able to utilize. And the dog park will be completed. So the old dog park that we're closer to where the police station location would be on St. John's, that'll go by the wayside, and a new dog park will be in its place. So, but that's it. There's other, Phase 2 of the Lafayette Street Park has other aspects to it, pickleball courts and things of that nature, but we're not at that point right now.
Do you have any updates on Harborview Park?
I do, as a matter of fact. So, Harborview Park was the final plan for Harborview Park. I checked with Paul Dietrich this morning, was approved by the county. With the plan being approved, the game plan is to begin building in the fall of 2025 with completion by spring of 2026. So this was, I mean, as we all know, you have to check off certain boxes to be able to move ahead in a project. And that was where we was that the plan had been proposed, needed to be signed off on and approved by the county. So we just got that I think it was just within the past week. And I have one other item to mention, and that's the beach mats on the ADA beach mats. They should be delivered. They're either have been delivered or delivered sometime this week. Additional beach mats to extend the beach mat walkway on the beach that would go from Convention Hall down towards Madison. How far it's going to actually go towards Madison will candidly depend on how many beach mats we have, and I know that they purchased as many as they could based off of what we had within the grant. Part of that to determine just how far it will go is some of the feedback that was received from the community was the opportunity to have a couple areas just to be able to step off in different spots along the beach mat, to be able to, whether it's someone who's in say in a wheelchair and wants a spot to be able to stop and
It's the
be.
square portions that they have.
Exactly. So there's going to be a few more of those bump outs, or for someone who just wants to stop and look at the beach and be able to step out of the walkway, because as we've been down there, you see, the good news is it gets a lot of use, right? So there's a lot of people on it, so you can kind of like step out of the lane of traffic, so to speak. And the city's going to be adding a few of those spots in different areas as well, to just be able to do that as well. So I think the time frame there is beach mats should be delivered imminently, and the city will be putting the beach mats down, begin putting them down within the next couple of weeks. So, as I said, they'll extend as far down towards Madison as we can get. So that's what that's the
Looks like they're
that's the
taking the
update.
meters off the promenade. Is that what they're doing down there?
So yeah, that's another project. I mean, it's Cape May, so if there's not a project going on in a certain area of town, just go to another area. You'll see, you know, in your area,
Well,
see
it's nice that it's done.
it is. So this is a pretty significant piece that's being worked on. If particularly, so Mike, what Mike is referring to is if you go down by the cove and then kind of like work your way more towards, say, like the Rusty Nail area, you'll see a lot of work that's been done to concrete work that's been done there, and part of that taking some of the meters down that are there. It's strictly an infrastructure project.
Some brickwork is being laid.
Some
I saw that.
some of the concrete's beat up and banged up, so they're repairing and replacing some of the concrete and the top area will be surfaced for this before the summer season begins as well, because it's kind of rough there. There's a few areas, there's a sinkhole here, a sinkhole there, so they're going to be fixing up that area as well. And again, the plan with that is to do as much as possible and then clean it up before the season gets rolling, meaning before Memorial Day. And then they will resume the work on that project after Labor Day. With that, I know there's been some discussion as far as what they're doing with the meters. I think some of the meters have been taken down, but they will be, the city has purchased some kiosks. So it's an alternate way to be able to park. We have three different ways to be able to pay for parking in Cape May. Either the meters, the Park Mobile app, or the kiosks. The kiosks seem to, feedback we've got that the city has received from the community is they kind of strike a sweet spot that some people feel comfortable with them, and the city's arranged to have kiosks, I think, along certain areas along Beach Avenue as well. So it will take the place of any area that doesn't have the meters there. But I think you essentially have Park Mobile throughout the city as well. So, and since we're just talking about parking, just for a moment, right next to here, between the library and the firehouse, that lane area that had been under construction is close to being completed. I think they were just paving it within the last week after doing the concrete work. And there's going to be, well, one, it's cleaned up the parking lot. Also, it's going to be adding a few more parking spaces, particularly right next to the library, which I think is a real positive as well, because the library gets a lot of use. It's nice to have a few extra parking spots in Cape May, which is always a great thing, but particularly right next to the library entrance as well. So that's my report.
All good stuff.
Just one comment, and getting back to what's going on with the beach and the beach mats, and just, when we did the dune planting, we had leftover bundles, and you dropped them off at the nature center, and I healed them in for the winter. There's growth, they're alive, and if the city needs them for anything that they're doing on the beach, like they've disturbed an area, they're there. So I don't know if you want to let Public Works know that they exist, if they need some replanting. And if you go, like this, if you're looking at the Welcome Center building, on the left-hand side, there's sort of a side driveway that goes back where the kayaks are stored. Drive down that driveway, and there's a rectangular holding bin.
Cool.
You'll see them. Just,
It'd be easy to plan as they go, right, while they're putting the mat down to.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if they need to. Like, they may
Yeah.
disturb a little bit of a spot just to get access, and they feel like that.
They want to keep all that inside the fence there, 'cause
Right.
they don't want it shooting down the beachfront too much.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I can definitely let Public Works know, or even if you can hold it along, maybe we can do a small little planning day.
Yeah,
We haven't talked about doing another
Either
Doom
that
Day
or-
too, so maybe we can carry it over until,
or reaching out to like the high school
Yeah.
club if they want to do a project. Today, Earth Day, they should have
Yeah,
done
it's
it.
Earth Day.
But
Okay. All right, Gretchen, you have anything you want to say about the garden club?
no, it's a work in progress, and I'm sorry I didn't bring a draft with me. I've got like pieces, and I am a procrastinator, so I'm kind of putting it together in this next week or two. It's due the second week of May, but
Okay.
I'm working on it.
Okay, Dave, we got a new business. We have the dark skies. You want to say something?
yeah, so I'm just bringing it up to see if you guys want to do something again this year. Last year, we did the telescope viewing at Convention Hall. I thought it went pretty well, but
I thought it went great,
It was a really nice event.
really.
this is the time, believe it or not, to start planning for the fall. So, just something to keep in mind. If you want to continue with that or do something different, we can do something a little more nature-based, or something somewhere else in the city, I mean, there's lots of options too. We don't have to just obviously keep doing that, something,
I
just
want-
throw out there and kind of discuss and,
So I wonder what it would be like on the nature trail.
yeah. I mean, you can bring
You know?
telescopes out there, something more different. It's just something I want to bring up now.
Yeah.
Start thinking about.
The new
for-
nature trail.
Yeah, the new nature trail.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah,
It'd be
so-
so neat to showcase that and to do something,
Yeah.
pull some people in that maybe may not get out there because they have a different interest, and pull them in and different venue.
I know that they had some expanded areas, or some widened areas through like, I thought they did like bump outs around some, I think they did. I'm not sure if the pictures show that.
I mean, I'd like to take a walk there myself, having been out there.
I want to take a walk out.
I couldn't figure out where to enter at.
Yeah.
I know we were thinking about it a while ago when I was involved.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have some big areas where they could.
But even by then, you can even have some of the Lafayette Street Park
Doesn't show it.
progress, so you can do some things out there too, so kind of if you need more space to.
Yeah, someplace, look, there's plenty of space out there. I'm sure there'd be
You
a lot
know,
of different
if you
options.
did-
Yeah, for
It'd be
sure.
Cool to do that.
I want to keep in mind, they do need electric,
Well, if
some of
you,
the,
so if you, I don't know if you can do that by generator, I'm not sure, but if you reach out to the school and did something in conjunction with the school, you would have so many more people attend if it was, considered a family night that the school is in
yeah, we
partnership
reached
with.
out last year to Cape May Elementary.
Yeah,
Some people are interested, but
yeah.
definitely reach out again for sure.
Well, so it was November, and I tell you, schools, sometimes if you reach out to them in the beginning of the school year, they feel so overwhelmed, like, oh, we can't put anything else on our plate. But if you ask now,
Yeah,
then you could have an indoor and an outdoor element.
Yep.
Yeah.
Something to think about. I mean, we don't have to do a convention hall again. It was nice because we had the deck. You had the
it's
view
great.
of me, but yeah, I think kind of give more exposure to the new trail would be a really good idea, so.
Yeah.
Dave, what happened on our, the ANJAC, the subscriptions? You got anything?
Yeah, so they're out, everybody's signed up, you'll receive it at home. So this will be on the way soon, so we're still members, you'll start receiving things by mail. And then I also went and figured out with our budget, because we were talking about ordering more plants, so it was kind of a discussion, and you guys asked me to get the budget we have left, so we're still running on temporary budget. So right now, sorry, my eyes are old. So in the temporary budget, we had $2,625. And then with the ANJAC membership renewal, it came down to $2,075. So that's what we have right now to work with the temporary budget. We were budgeted for $10,000 overall, but right now we're still in that temp budget. So we have a little over $2,000 still to work with. So if you wanted to do plants or whatnot, something you guys can discuss, but that's what we have right now at the moment.
I
So.
think we talked about signs, too.
Yeah, there's a couple discussions, but it's like, yeah, at the moment, that's what we have. It will jump back up, but something,
We were doing that in the fall? Is that what we were thinking about, putting the signs up, I think? I don't remember exactly.
At this point, probably yes.
and that's it for budget, if you had more questions about it.
Okay. Charlotte, you want to start talking about your clean energy solution? You're on, okay?
Sure. I'd like to just
Or anything you want to say. Go ahead.
very brief idea about April 22nd becoming an Earth Day. That happened 55 years ago, and we started celebrating essentially because a governor, senator, he was both at different times, from Wisconsin, named Nelson, reported the idea of celebrating an Earth Day after he visited California in 1969, following the aftermath of California's Santa Barbara oil spill. And at that point, he thought nationwide everybody should be thinking about protecting our air and water supply. And accordingly, what happened was 20 million participants led that very first Earth Day and celebrating in each community in different ways. So that's just a tiny bit of the history. And I'm so happy to think that we're going to continue on with beach cleanups. That's very apropos for our town. Also, I'd like to just bring to your attention the fact that ANJAC is sponsoring a municipal food waste recycling program via Zoom on Tuesday, April the 29th. And the reason that I bring that up is that there are so many cities now in the United States who are trying to live a little greener. And what they're doing is they're finding out the benefits of recycling food waste. So if you go on and look at our own community, Rutgers Cooperative Extension of Cape May is offering some programs on the subject, and certainly our own MUA has some composting programs to present to us should we call upon them. But throughout the United States, this whole business of food reduction and food recycling has taken off. We don't hear a whole lot about it, but if you research a little bit, you find out that this idea of creating food scraps into rich compost, which can be then recycled back to the communities. For example, in Massachusetts, or other ways, a company called Vanguard Renewables specializes in turning organic waste into renewable energy. And since 2014, this company called Vanguard, not the investment, but its own company name, has processed more than 1 million tons of food waste into New England and has produced enough natural gas to heat thousands of homes a year. And by 2028, Vanguard Company plans to have at least 50 more systems up and running across the United States. Another and different scenario is demonstrated by New York City. Recently, New York City has said to property owners and landlords that they will be fined for not separating organic food waste from the rest of the trash. Moreover, other cities in the United States are mandating this same thing. Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and in the city of Annapolis, Maryland, they describe a program there whereby food to compost works like this. This is something that the participants can sign up for. It's not mandated, but they can belong to it. Participants are given 2 buckets. These 2 buckets can hold recyclable foods, paper, coffee filters, eggs, paper napkins, paper plates. The residents must pay $29 a month for this weekly curbside pickup. But in return, the residents get an allotment of 5 pounds of compost from these particular items that they have contributed to. So, should Cape May City be trying to think about recycling some food waste? Perhaps it's something we should be looking into. Thank you.
Anything else, Charlotte?
No, thank you.
All right. Dave, you want to say anything about clean communities?
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up that, say we do have a cleanup at Poverty Beach for Earth Day. And then on the city website and social media, we do have the calendar for the rest of the year. I do have a copies here, and they can also access on the city website too. So we're doing one once a month. We have one planned out, I believe, from starting today through October.
3 to 5, is that right? Is that-
Correct, yeah, yep. And then each month, we're gonna focus on a different part of the beach, so today's gonna be Poverty Beach, and we kind of work down to, I believe, the Cove, so.
Amazing.
Dave, where can that be found on the city website?
I believe it might be just an ad link, and then also in events. I'm gonna have them also add it to the Environmental Commission tab, too.
Okay.
So-
And I think I did see it on social media as well.
Yeah,
right?
they do it on those-
Which is great. I just would suggest whatever we can do to kind of put it to the forefront for folks, so particularly as they come up, so they don't get just kind of lost in all the other information that's on our, on the city page.
Okay. Anybody else have anything they want to say? Anything?
And then just a little heads up. So we do have the community center grand opening May 3rd. So we're trying to help promote that amongst everybody in the city, and it's everybody's invited. So staff, the community members, everybody in town. So it's going to be May 3rd.
What are they doing in the building? Do you know? Have you been-
We're gonna walk everybody through the building, kind of introduce what the building looks like, what kind of programs we're gonna have, just kind of like an overall.
Is it a big open, how have they renovated it? Anything? Have they-
Oh, yeah, it looks completely different. Everything from, we got the floors redone, all new painting, new furniture, new equipment. It looks pretty amazing, so we're gonna show off all the great work on that day, so.
What time is it?
I believe it's from 11, I'm so sorry, 11.
The ribbon cutting says 11:15.
Oh, it's right there.
Yeah, we had the flyers ripped out, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's 11 to 1, so that's when we're gonna start.
Yeah.
We'll have some activities going on. We'll have some kid activities, painting shells and things like that too. So then we'll have the calendar events, what we're gonna do when it's open, and the schedule and the times and days is open. And it's gonna grow organically, but it's just, at first, that's what we're kind of
Okay.
looking at, so.
Couple other dates. May 3rd is the native plant sale at the Nature Center all day. And May 10th is the Garden Club's plant sale on the 10th at Rotary Park. Volunteers are probably needed for both, so just definitely at the Nature Center, I know that. And if you're a morning person, you want to come out, I think it's the 29th of April, the delivery truck comes to the Nature Center, and you have to unload thousands of plants, so we just need bodies. You know what, I'm not in charge this year, so I won't say, but usually it's in the morning, around 8 o'clock. We're very grateful to the Kiwanis Club. They usually come out and help,
Okay.
but I'm not sure.
Anybody else have anything they want to say?
Good.
Okay. Motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay. Mic's off, please.